Over the last 2 weeks, there's been a huge increase in the violence going on in the Russia-Ukraine war, and there's been a lot of speculation on both sides as to who is responsible for certain attacks. I'm going to break everything down for you as best I can, try to get you up to speed if you haven't been following. My name is Brian Barsoon. I upload YouTube content. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the video, and hit that notification bell. But just to starting off here, just wanted to show you the explosion that happened on the quote-unquote miracle bridge that links Russia to Ukraine. You can see in the video here of the explosion. Now, it's now been confirmed that Ukraine was responsible for this explosion, and they are taking credit for it. And then if you haven't followed today, the making of this video, Russia did send missiles into Kiev. Now, as 84 total missiles have been fired, 43 of them landed, and have now killed at least 11 people, as reported the making of this video. But just want to go back to the beginning here. This is where the escalation increased. This is from September 30th. It's from timcast.com. Ukraine announced application for expedited NATO membership. So back at the end of September, Ukraine asked again to join NATO. And now it has backing from 9 of the current members of NATO of the 30. And most of these members of NATO who want them to join are part of the Eastern Bloc. So they're in and around the area where the war is going on. Obviously, it has to require all 30 members of NATO in order for Ukraine to join. So they're still far way out from this. So we'll see what happens with that. But first, they applied for the membership. Then, that same day, Vladimir Putin announced the annexation of 4 Ukrainian territories, all the ones that are currently being fought over in the Donbass, all the way down into where near Crimea is, and all the whole from the west or east Ukraine, all the way to the southern area of Ukraine. So all those areas are currently being annexed according to Russia. Obviously, this is their claim that they're doing this. And with all this, we have President Biden saying that the risk of nuclear Armageddon is the highest since 1962. And the White House has not walked back his statement or added additional comments. So they're sticking by what the president is saying regarding this. So obviously there's very high tensions going on with all of this war going on. And as part of this response, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services now purchased near $300 million in nuclear emergency drugs. So these are radiation pills, so to speak, potassium iodine, which is taken if a nuclear blast were to go off. Now, it's speculated is this for the American citizens, or is this going to be sent to Ukraine in the event of an attack? That remains to be seen as well. But obviously, them purchasing these nuclear emergency drugs should put you on high alert as to what's going on in the increased escalation with the war. And while all that's going on, you have North Korea, who recently, about a week ago, fired a nuclear-capable missile over Japan, just right over the country, scaring all its residents. They had to go into, they had the sirens going off in Japan because they didn't know where it was going to land. So it was meant to send a clear message to the U.S., according to this article here. And then subsequently, a couple days later, they fly 12 warplanes near South Korean border. So while all this is going on, North Korea is increasing their military capabilities, which is not good as well. So we have to monitor that too. So the Russia-Ukraine war having unintended consequences and is emboldening other dictators around the world to continue their testing. Iran, can't even go into that currently, but Iran is also on there as well. And then more recently, which I led with, this was the explosion on the Crimean bridge that Ukraine is now taking responsibility for. So it damaged part of the bridge, and it's been reported now that they did get part of it up and running, but they still have a railway that goes across it that is still fully functional. So part of it was damaged, but this is a main point for Russia to get their supplies from Russia into the Ukraine conflict. Obviously this is a main strategic point that they wanted to attack and were successful with. They were still ferrying the military vehicles and supplies in over the water, which would make them more of a target as well. But from my last checking that the bridge is partially back up, so it did hinder them, but it didn't stop them from getting their supplies in. And then in response to that, Putin had warned of a missile barrage. This was from today, that he said it's only the first episode of his revenge. So the 84 missiles that he launched into Kiev and all around the country, which I'll show right here. You can see on this map as I scroll down. See if I can find it here. Oh, it's in the other article here. Right here. So these are all the missiles that were launched in the last 24 hours all over the country. Obviously, Kiev was the main target, but it even went as far west as Lviv, which is right next to the Poland border. And then, so this is the bridge in question that was attacked. Say this is Russia here in the bridge going into Crimea, and this is why they annexed it in 2014, because it's a crucial point for them for trade and for this conflict. So here's all the regions: Donbass, Mariupol, all the different areas that are currently being battled, throughout the war. KYIV. And this is the area, Lyman, that was recently taken back by by the Ukrainian forces, and along with the help of us and NATO. So they went in and took this land back and caused them to push back, and then they took out the bridge, and now Putin is responding. So a lot going on with this, but here's some of the pictures you can see of they had the shelter in place, and reportedly the German embassy in Ukraine was attacked and hit. Luckily, nobody was in there because they had already fled prior to this attack. But now the U.S. is telling any citizens to shelter in place or to try to leave the country with private vehicles. So it's just a lot going on with this. Wanted to try to do it all in one video, just try to quickly cover everything. But it all started with, obviously them applying for the expedited NATO membership along with the current war. Now, Putin feels that he has to press the attack, so to speak, and get everything going. And, a lot of people are arguing that, and this is their opinion, my opinion as well, that he's holding back, and he could obviously do a lot more. Russia obviously has nuclear capabilities comparable to us when it comes to types of attacks like that. It could be a low-yield nuclear attack. So that's where the fear of escalation comes from, that if he were to just do that, if he feels like he's cornered, he's just going to send that into a major stronghold in Ukraine and to send a message. Obviously, this missiles that were sent in are a escalation of this. So this wasn't anything nuclear that we know of. Maybe of the 84, 43 of them were hit, went through, and the other 40 or so were blocked. So it remains to be seen if one of those was a nuclear missile that was thwarted. So it's a lot going on with this, and obviously too much to get into in one video, but I just wanted to make a quick video, kind of just breaking everything down that's been going on in the last couple weeks in the Russia-Ukraine war, for you guys that haven't been paying attention to it. But comment down below what you think is really going on, or if you have any questions for me. I'll try to do my best to answer them. And like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the video. And if you'd like me to make more of these, and share the video with your friends if they're not familiar with what's going on with the Russia-Ukraine war, at least get a snapshot of it. So I tried to condense everything down as quickly and concisely as I could. I can make a longer video about this, breaking everything down, but just wanted to highlight some of the major key points that have been in contention the last couple of weeks. But thank you for watching, and take care.